Good afternoon and welcome to Countrywide on Benue Television. My name is Winifred Yusu. On the headlines, Benue State Government to develop housing units for internally displaced persons in the state. President Bola Tinubu says Africa should seek homegrown solutions to its challenges. Plus, National Judicial Council recommends Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun for appointment as next Chief Justice of Nigeria. The Benue State Government is to develop 3,000 housing units as part of efforts to provide good shelter for internally displaced persons in the state. Governor Hassan Talia announced this at Government House, Makadi, when he received a delegation from the United Nations. According to the governor, the move is part of the state government's collaboration with the United Nations to ensure the well-being and eventual safe return of the internally displaced persons in the state. Our correspondent Emmanuel Akula covered the event for Benue Television. Let's take the report.
Since assumption of office in May 2023, the present administration in Benue State has continued to make deliberate moves to effect the safe return of displaced people in the state to their ancestral homes. In one of these moves, Governor Hassan Talia is receiving this high-powered delegation comprising 2 Assistant High Commissioners of the United Nations and the German Ambassador to Nigeria. The visitors are in the state to collaborate with government to identify areas of assistance to benefit the IDPs. Governor Alia, who pronounces donation of a 33-room building to the UN to serve as a central hub for their activities in Benue State, says the proposed 3,000 housing units will contain essential infrastructure and other utilities to create better living conditions for the IDPs. The governor seeks the support of the United Nations in building the capacity of some state agencies for effective coordination of humanitarian response towards achieving development goals. He reveals that his administration has directed the State Emergency Management Agency (SEMA) to upgrade facilities and health centers in Benue communities hosting IDPs and refugees, aside the establishment of a farm where food would be produced to feed them. According to his submission, over 5,000 IDPs have been captured for health insurance schemes.
We want to express my profound appreciation for the unwavering support to UNHCR, bolstering our state efforts to protect and provide for these displaced persons. In the face of these challenges, our administration remains resolutely committed principles of the Global Compact on Refugees. I am pleased to allocate the old Ministry of Information Complex along Barracks Road, a 33-room building for use as the UN's Red Roof in Makadi.
The UN delegation acknowledges the bad condition of the displaced citizens in the state and affirms their visit to collaborate with the state government for durable solutions. The UN team acknowledges the governor's attention to improve the living conditions of the IDPs in compliance with the international obligation, restating the international body's willingness to partner the state government to impact positively on the lives and stabilize the population.
It is a very commendable approach that Nigeria has taken to absorbing refugees here, and Benue State is very much an illustration of that, Excellency, because I understand that you have over 10,000 Cameroonian refugees in this state, that you have integrated them, that they even will be part of the social register and will in fact be part of the state-run investment programs as well.
There are 10,000, close to 10,000 Cameroonian refugees in your state. You've been very generous to them. You've been providing them with all the support that they require. And in a world where it's not obvious that you receive and provide support to people who are fleeing their home, it is important to underline that and really to thank you and commend you for what you have been doing.
The German Ambassador to Nigeria, Annette Gunther, stresses the need for all stakeholders to join hands to address the challenge of IDPs.
The problem of IDPs is also one that particularly applies to your state, and I was very happy to see you at the meeting at the Vice President's office the other day. That leadership is very much needed, and then the international community, be it the donors, be it the UN family, we can come in and help and complement what you are doing, or set examples that then can be scaled up and expanded. So I think this is something that needs us to work together closely.
Governor Hyacinth Alia thereafter leads the delegation to Ichwa IDP camp located along Joseph Sawantaka University, Makurdi, for an on-the-spot assessment of the living conditions of the displaced citizens of the state, where he again assures the people of his government's efforts to effect their safe return to their ancestral homes.
The United Nations, it's come to see how you, my people, are doing here, and I'm happy they've come. They have seen, and they also feel exactly what you're feeling.
Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Governor Hyacinth Alia, as the leader of the All Progressives Congress APC in Benue State, has charged members of the party in the state to play by the rules in their conduct in the forthcoming local government elections in the state. Governor Alia's charge came after the Benue APC State Executive Committee meeting held at Government House in Makurdi. Our correspondent Emmanuel Akula again has the details.
Ahead of the 2024 local government elections in Benue State, political parties and politicians are making arrangements to participate in their exercise. The ruling party in Benue State, the APC, which has Governor Hyacinth Alia as its leader in the state, has inaugurated committees to coordinate members for the elections with a charge to conduct credible primaries and be fair in their dealings. Governor Alia, who chairs this meeting of the party, says he is championing exemplary leadership in the state and so tasked members of his party to be orderly as they take part in the local council elections. He affirms the party has set machinery in place to enable members' participation, sharing that his administration remains committed to providing dividends of democracy to the Benue people.
We made the membership to understand that it's very important for all of us to keep to the decorum and to know that everybody in the state is looking up to us, and not just as a party, but very responsible government that hopes to let the common masses enjoy the benefits of democracy.
Acting chairman of the APC in Benue State, Benjamin Omakono, reveals that the SEC approves direct primary mode for the nomination of candidates, announcing the immediate commencement of sale of nomination and expression of interest forms.
The main agenda of the meeting was setting an agenda for the forthcoming local government election. The SEC has adopted the timetable of the party to participate in the forthcoming Benue State local government election.
Majority Leader of the Benue State House of Assembly, Sate Tise, who reviews membership of the meeting, affirms that his forms current for the resolutions reached in the interest of members and the Benue people.
We needed just to test, and we had more than what was the quorum. It was well attended by former members of the House of Reps, serving members of the House of Reps. The executive governor, who is the chairman, was there himself, and all of us, principal officers, past and present in the assembly.
The electoral empire in the state, the Benue State Independent Electoral Commission (BSEC), has slated October 5 for the conduct of the 2024 local council elections in the state. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Benue State government takes delivery of a truckload of assorted food items by the renewed Hope Food Outreach Scheme and Social Investment Program to be distributed to internally displaced persons, IDPs, and other vulnerable groups in the state. Wife of the President, Oluremi Tinubu, presents the items to the Benue State government for onward distribution to the beneficiaries in Makurdi. Our correspondent Martha Iku has details.
Nigeria's First Lady and founder Renewed Hope Initiative Oluremi Tinubu, represented by the wife of the Vice President Hajia Nana Shettima, at the symbolic and official presentation of the Renewed Hope food outreach items to the needy in Makurdi. Senator Oluremi explains that the items are part of efforts to support target groups to enhance food security, while complementing parts of her husband's President Bola Tinubu's efforts to leave no one behind in food sufficiency projects. She extends her commendation to the Benue State Governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, for his support to the Renewed Hope Initiative, announcing that apart from the distribution of food items across the country, the Renewed Hope Initiative has approved business capitalization grants of 50,000 naira to about 1,000 women in each state to support their businesses.
The food outreach scheme is specially designed to provide support to the underprivileged, in line with the resolve of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to leave no one behind in ensuring food security and sufficiency in the country. I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate the Governor of Benue State, His Excellency Reverend Father Alia, for his support for all Renewed Hope Initiative. The Governing Council of the Renewed Hope Initiative has graciously approved a business recapitalization grant of 50,000 naira for 1,000 women to support their businesses.
The Benue State Governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, taking delivery of the food items, says the partnership between the federal and state government holds great promise for the people of Benue State. The governor, represented by his deputy Dr. Sam Ode, describes the Renewed Hope Food Initiative as an enhancement to the livelihood of the people of the state. He praises the president for the support program, assuring that the state government will be transparent in distributing the food items to the target groups.
The Renewed Hope Initiative is indeed enhancing the livelihood of families across this country. I want to establish the fact that the Renewed Hope Initiative, under the Social Investment Program, especially the Food Outreach Scheme, has impacted the masses of our states in such an incredible manner, and our people are indeed happy. I want to assure you that under the transparent leadership of our governor, who is a priest of the Roman Catholic Church, every single item you have donated here will get to the target beneficiaries.
The Special Advisor to the Benue State Governor on Disability, Bem Anshe, leads other beneficiaries to express gratitude to the President and his wife for creating platform for people with disabilities to enjoy such privilege, noting that the initiative is a novel experience for his kind.
This administration has come on board with so many opportunities. So you can see the smile on people with disabilities. That is to say that they are happy in receipt of this item is going to go a long way to pushing the effect of hardship.
I want to also appreciate His Excellency Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia PhD for a disability-friendly governor and for his total inclusion of persons with disability within the state. It is a welcome development, and we pray that you continue to do more, just as the President has been doing. Him being the governor will also continue to do that within the state.
3 states of Nasarawa, Benue, and the Federal Capital Territory have benefited so far from the Renewed Hope Food Scheme. Other states are said to be in the pipeline for similar visits in the coming days. Martha Iku, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Thank you, Martha. We'll now go on a very quick break. We will be back shortly with more stories. Do stay with us. Welcome. President Bola Tinubu has said Africa should seek homegrown solutions to its myriads of social, economic, and political challenges. He called for closer collaboration and solidarity in the continent, saying partnership among countries are critical to problem solving and development. President Tinubu, who is on a 3-day official visit to Equatorial Guinea, said the exodus of skills and talents from Africa should bother its leaders. During the visit, Nigeria and the Republic of Equatorial Guinea signed an agreement on the Gulf of Guinea pipeline project in Malabo, the nation's capital, while President Tinubu signed on behalf of Nigeria. President Teodoro Basongo signed for Equatorial Guinea. President Tinubu said the deal would open up new opportunities for gas exploration and employment. Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelali, said the agreement covers legislative and regulatory measures for the gas pipeline establishment and operations, natural gas transit, ownership, and general principles. During a private meeting preceding the signing of the agreement, the two leaders discussed job creation, food security, multilateral relations, and conflict resolution mechanisms on the continent. They also discussed security challenges, the African Continental Free Trade Area (ACFTA), and food security, urging African countries to apply local solutions to local challenges. President Tinubu said they should also address the exodus of skills and talent. The National Judicial Council (NJC) has recommended Justice Kadirat Kekere Edun to President Bola Tinubu for appointment as the next Chief Justice of Nigeria. The recommendation was on Thursday made in the Council's 106th meeting, presided over by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, in Abuja. This was contained in a statement by the NJC Director of Information, Shoji Oye said this was imperative as Justice Ariwola will formally bow out of office as the Chief Justice of Nigeria next week, Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. He stated that if approved by the President, Justice Kekere Ekun will become the second female CJN in Nigeria, the first being Justice Miriam Mukhtar, who held the position from July 2012 to November 2014. He revealed that the outgoing CJN Ariwola will bow out of the bench on August 22nd, having attained mandatory retirement age of 70. Oye said the NJC also made the recommendations of 27 others as judges of state high courts in the meeting, which will be forwarded to their various state governors and the President for approval. The NJC spokesman added that all recommended candidates are expected to be sworn in after the approval of the Council's recommendations to the President and the respective state governors. The federal government has charged the British Broadcasting Corporation (BBC) and other foreign media operators to maintain principles of accuracy, balance, fairness and objectivity in their daily reportage of issues in Nigeria. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, handed down the charge when the delegation from the BBC visited him in his office in Abuja. He said while the Tinubu administration remains committed to upholding freedom of press and ensure operators work without hindrance, the government is in return expects media operators to be ethical in reporting not only negative events but also good ones going on in the country. The minister expressed his pleasure in the enduring trust and mutual respect between the BBC and the Nigerian audience, a relationship that has remained strong for almost 6 decades. He underscored the importance of balanced and unbiased reporting, highlighting that while Nigeria, like any other country, faces challenges, it is crucial for the international media to provide complete and nuanced portrayal rather than focusing solely on negative aspects. Idris praised the BBC for moving the studio of the Hausa service from London to Abuja, where the audience and the markets are, stressing that the initiative has led to the engagement of about 200 Nigerians working for the BBC across the country. He saluted the BBC for embarking on capacity building for some journalists working for public media organizations, appealing to the British broadcaster to extend similar gesture to private media outlets. Let's take another break. We will be back shortly. Do stay with us. Welcome. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) has confirmed 39 cases of mpox in the country. The agency, however, said that so far no death has been recorded from the disease, which it disclosed were confirmed in 33 states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Director General of NCDC, Mr. Jide Idris, disclosed these. Dr. Jide Idris disclosed this on Thursday while speaking to newsmen in Abuja to provide updates on the ongoing outbreak of cholera, mpox, and other events of public health importance. The development came following the declaration of mpox as a public health emergency of international and continental concern by both the World Health Organization (WHO) and the African Center for Disease Control and Prevention (ACDC). Idris named Bayelsa as leading the 33 states with 5 confirmed cases, while Cross River, Ogun, and Lagos states all trailed behind with 4 confirmed cases. Idris also said that so far about 2,863 confirmed cases and 517 deaths across 13 African countries have been reported in 2024 alone. According to him, this alarming increase is linked to a new strain of the mpox virus which emerged in eastern Congo and has since been detected in Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. He said the National Mpox Technical Working Group, a multi-sectoral body housed within the NCDC, would continue to coordinate Mpox response activities. Idris said the symptoms of the illness include fever, headache, body aches, weakness, swollen limb, nodes, and rash. The NCDC DG advised the public to report all cases with the associated symptoms to the nearest health facility for care or call the NCDC toll-free line. He added that government is making efforts to make vaccine available to the public. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) has joined forces with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to safeguard Nigerian consumers from exploitation. This partnership was heightened during a courtesy visit by FCCPC's Executive Vice Chairman Tunji Bello to EFCC Chairman Olanipekun Olukoyode in Abuja. During the meeting, Bello praised the FCC's expertise in surveillance and investigation, expressing concerns about the rising cases of arbitrary price hikes. He called for collaborative efforts to combat these unfair trade practices. Bello also designated Olukoyede as an ambassador to the FCCPC, further solidifying their partnership. He stressed the need for a strong alliance between the two agencies to create a fair and equitable market for Nigerian consumers. Both agencies have committed to intensifying their joint efforts to protect consumer rights and hold those responsible for economic crimes and unfair market practices accountable. This collaboration comes just a week after the FCCPC announced its plans to engage with market leaders across the country to tackle exploitative pricing to consumer goods. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has called on the federal government not to interfere in the tenure of union leaders in the country. NLC Head of Information Benson Upa made the call while addressing newsmen in Abuja. Upa alleged that their government wanted to impose a 2-year tenure on labor leaders. He said such action would amount to meddling in the internal affairs of the trade unions and a gross violation of the Corpus of Labor Law and International Labour Organization (ILO) conventions. He appealed to the government to desist from meddling in the affairs of the Labour Party and stop the destabilization campaign against opposition parties. Upa called on the police to tender an unreserved apology to the NLC for the invasion of its headquarters or risk an industrial action or other options open to Congress to express its dissatisfaction. He added that the explanations by the police for the invasion have consistently failed to add up, including the purported legal document from a court of competent jurisdiction permitting the raid. That's all we'll have for you on Foreign Desk, on Countrywide, I beg your pardon. But before we go, let's take a recap of the top stories. Benue State government to develop housing units for internally displaced persons in the state. We told you President Bola Tinubu has said Africa should seek homegrown solutions to its challenges. And we also intimated you that National Judicial Council has recommended Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekom for appointment as next Chief Justice of Nigeria. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Winifred Yusuju. Have a great day ahead.